What can I do if I feel overwhelmed by all the information out there on nutrition, health, biohacking, etc.? It's like never ending and I just want to pull my hair out. Great content, by the way. As someone who did pull his hair out while endlessly trying to seek out the right information, confused by all the contradicting info online, and feeling lost in the space of health and wellness, I too was asking myself this question for many, many months. I'm into my third year on this health journey, and in the beginning, finding new information was fun. I remember it like it was yesterday. I loved unlearning bad habits and questioning things that I was told growing up, while finding new ways that I could see food and see light and just see the world around me. That lasted for the first year or so, and in the second year, I started to really internalize how much shit I don't know, and that began a never-ending search for the next best thing, which, spoiler alert, there never is the next best thing. There never is a greener patch of grass than the one you are standing on right here, right now. I also quickly fell into a low-key state of neurosis, and I was in denial of it, to be honest with you. So how did I overcome that? And how did I learn to fall in love with the art of self-experimentation again and not feel so overwhelmed by the unlimited amount of information found on the internet that's also being pushed to us? Not only that, but how did I overcome the perfectionism and the obsessive mindset I had towards finding the perfect biohack, the perfect diet, the perfect supplement? That and more coming up in this video, so stay tuned because I really do share what I believe to be some powerful information in this. But as always, let's check in with editor Steve so that he can roll the intro for us.
Must know if fast was broken or not.
Hey, editor Steve? If you could, roll the intro, please, that'd be great. It's not fun when you're trying your best to be healthy, to take care of yourself, and you find yourself obsessing over calories, insulin, ingredients, whether or not something breaks a fast, how much of a certain supplement do you take, what even is the best supplement to take, and what is the best time to take that supplement, etc., etc.
Bro, I'm straight up not having a good time.
And it gets really bad once it starts to interfere with other aspects of your life. See, for me, I wasn't necessarily aware of how strict I was actually being with myself. Looking back now, I would miss out on so many opportunities to enjoy good food, local food when traveling, to be more social, to connect with new people because of my eating and health habits. Here's a quick example. At the height of all of this, I was practicing the almond raw protocol. Basically the bullshit protocol. If you look it up, please don't get sucked into it. It's a total shill. But essentially, it consists of a very comprehensive and overly complex OMAD routine, 1 meal a day, where you fast for 23 hours a day. You break your fast with a very specific almond elixir that contains 13 isolated amino acids in specific amounts. You eat certain types of vegan foods. You do a certain type and amount of cardio in the morning in your fasted state. You drink specific teas with mixtures of matchas and cacaos and all this expensive bullshit, and the rules just went on and on with this regimen. I got so obsessed with implementing it that it held me back from going out, from enjoying dinner with my family. It held me back from just simply having dinner with my family. I often ate alone almost every single night for 6 months because of this. It went so far that during this time, I went on a trip with my parents and my daughter to Washington, D.C., where yes, I took every single powder in my carry-on. I made sure to have my elixir before dinner in a blender bottle. I didn't have any of the local food or experience any of the restaurants during the day, and I just ate at the Whole Foods food bar every single night during my 1-hour eating window for the entire trip. Now, to be fair, I really did believe what I was doing was good, and I enjoyed the process. I wanted to do it at the time, But in hindsight, how fucking crazy is that? I probably would have enjoyed my time so much more if I would have just let myself. So how did I get past this obsessive perfectionism and the overwhelm about all of the health and nutrition info online, going from diet to diet to diet? For me, how I got over this all started with breaking the diet dogma that I had with the ketogenic diet. And the reason that was so critical for me is not because it taught me that carbs are okay or whatever, but it taught me that there is no one perfect diet. There never will be. Once I realized that there was no perfect diet or perfect regimen, it helped me to stop trying to seek out that perfection because it doesn't exist. It was a total paradigm shift for me. I stopped endlessly chasing for some magic pot at the end of the rainbow that was never there. That's when I learned that the best diet or the perfect diet is one that you like and that you can stick to. See, even if I ever found the perfect diet that maximizes macronutrient intake, micronutrient intake, proper minerals, meal timing, blah, blah, blah bullshit, could I stick to it forever? Could it be sustainable? That is the most important question to ask. And another layer on top of that obsessiveness that I had is that as a content creator in this health and wellness space, I really did want to find the perfect diet, the perfect supplement, the perfect workout, the perfect regimen so that I could share it here on my channel and be seen in some magical light and stroke my ego to say that I finally found the magic formula, guys. I got it right here on my channel, which was a totally stupid ambition, and I'm so glad that I've matured past that in my content. Remember to not be a victim of analysis paralysis, too busy seeking out all the right information or the next best thing that you haven't even stopped to apply what you previously learned about or to try it out. The real learning, the real magic is in the doing, it's in the implementing, it's in the experimenting, it's in the action. Since doing something is what's actually going to bring you a result, maybe you must make sure whatever you are doing regularly and consistently to give it time to see a result. See, the main message here that I'm attempting to communicate with you and with those struggling with this like I was is that realize that consistency is far more important than perfectionism. It's far more important than getting all the details right. Really internalize that, guys. The magic is in the doing. It's in getting the fundamentals right. It's getting the fundamentals consistent. Another thing to keep in mind that's very important is that health gurus are just marketers, okay? Gurus online are purposefully trying to confuse you so that you see them as the source, so that you trust them, so that you give them your attention, your desperate attention. Many health marketers, health gurus make their living off of us being confused and scared as fuck. They are vicious predators waiting to see you confused about something so that they can attack by making you see them as someone with all the answers to your problems. You being confused is an asset for them. Remember that. Now, that's not to say that they are intentionally doing this, or at least everyone. I think many of them do believe what they are doing is genuine good work, but at the root of it, they suckle off of our not knowing like babies on a titty. Let me begin to sum this up. Really simple. Stop giving such a hard fuck about every little detail. People love to argue about details. People love to discuss and argue about minutia when in reality, we should spend our energy and effort on keeping the fundamentals consistent in our life. Then, and only then, should we start playing around in a fun, easygoing manner with the details, with the only goal being to experiment with them and enjoy that process. Think about it this way. We are in a privileged ass spot right now. This whole discussion that I'm having with you is based off of very first world problems. All of us right now have Whole Foods and easy access to us whenever we want. We have any information we want at the tips of our fingers at hyper ass speeds whenever we want it. So let's treat this opportunity as something that can improve ourselves, not as a burden like, ugh, I don't know what to do, there's so much info, fuck me, but instead as, holy shit, there's so much info out here, this is amazing, I'm going to take it one step at a time, I'm gonna take my time, and I'm going to enjoy the process. Many people would kill just to have what I have access to right now, and I'm going to view this with absolute high gratitude. Switch your intention and embrace that perspective. Are we experimenting to find perfection? Because that's never gonna happen. Or are we experimenting because we want to have fun? We want to learn something new. We want to discover something about our bodies and experiment with what works for us and enjoy new experiences in this thing that we call life. Consistency is far more important than perfectionism, my friends. If you found any value in this video whatsoever, I would appreciate if you went ahead and gave it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it an honest thumbs down, but at least tell me why. That way I can improve my content for you. If you are this far into the video and you haven't yet subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell so you get notified every time I post my weekly videos. Any questions, any stories, any comments about this topic at all, please share them down below, because we are a community. It's not for me to just come on here and talk some shit to a camera, but for us to connect. And I really do read all of your comments, and I really do read them and kind of take them to heart, especially when we can begin to have a conversation and connect. So, go ahead and leave me some thoughts down below, and I'll get back to you if it's a question or anything like that. If you haven't, watched any of my other content, go ahead and do that. And I will see you guys in next week's video. This was a topic that means a lot to me. It's something that I used to seriously obsess over, spend nights on my phone, just on Google, just trying to find the right fucking information, answer these super specific questions when in reality, they probably didn't matter. As long as we're getting the fundamentals right, we're eating whole foods, we're getting our sleep proper, we're getting, good sources of quality protein, and our foods, sources, whether it's fats, proteins, carbs, are coming from good, healthy sources. Our relationships are managed. We're taking time for ourselves. As long as we're taking care of ourselves, point blank, period, we're good. Okay? The details make such a small difference. Don't trip too much about them, please. Okay? It's gonna end up stressing you out and doing more harm for your health than anything. So, with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time, and I will see you in next week's video. Dude, this is good.